Jank Footy is the arcade Aussie Rules dream game of a lifetime, one that I've always wished for. And while it's not without its faults, if you're a fan of Aussie Rules like I am, or someone just curious in checking out the sport, this is the game for you. So I want to thank the team at Powerbomb Games and publisher Umbrella Gaming for providing me with the early review copy. I played it on Steam using a Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller, but this is a game that I was definitely going to pick up day one regardless of whether I got it early or not, but now I'm excited because I get to tell you all about it. So let's jump in. So, Projank Footy is an Aussie Rules game with a twist. It uses very basic controls for kicking, handballing, tackling, marking, and running and sprinting, of course. But the twist on this game is that every time a goal is scored, whether it's you or your opponent, the opposing team gets to pick a power-up, which changes the game as it evolves, and it ends up being absolute chaos occurring on screen by the end of the game, resulting in a scenario where anyone really can win, provided the game's close enough going into the final quarter. And it really makes it quite fun to play and keeps you on your toes. Commentary is done by Auntie Donna's Broden Kelly. He provides a great comedic twist. Sometimes in certain parts of the game, I found if you got a power-up really early on in the game, it could result in sort of almost like a spamming style commentary due to that power-up. But honestly, that's probably the only negative aspect from the commentary in the entire game. For the most part, it is a lot of fun and really quite funny. There are, I'd say there's probably 100 or more power-ups in this game, and they're always going to be rotating in and out. You might see as many as 10 per game, really. So you're really going to get to learn them quickly, but also it feels like they're going to be fresh ones every time you play the game, and it really makes it fun to play. There is an option to play without any of the power-ups and just play a conventional Aussie Rules game, and I did this a couple of times just to check out how this plays, because I was wondering, are all the distractions disguising what might not be a fun Aussie Rules game? But at the heart of it, this is a fun Aussie Rules game, and had a fun playing that version of the game as well, which lets me know that the base gameplay that's here is really well done. And I think the team, because I believe it's only made by 2 or 3 people, they really need to be commended for that. A few AI issues do appear here and there, but it's not a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination. Sometimes I feel like when I'm losing a game, it just does not matter where I kick the ball. The other team is going to be just there ready to take it. But maybe I'm just being a bit salty from a few games I lost. And sometimes I found on the Switch 2 controller, I'm pressing the Y button to change the characters that I can control. And sometimes I felt like it wasn't changing to the character that I felt was the most ideal to be controlled in that moment. And that was a little frustrating. It's still a little frustrating, but in no way, shape, or form is that a deal breaker. It's just a bit of a bummer. So the actual arcade mode, which is your conventional let's play a single game, is just a hell of a lot of fun. There are 10 sort of made up fictional teams. I'm a big fan of the Seduna Doonas. I love their song. If I can find the gameplay footage of me winning as them, you can hear the song for them now.
We are the Doonas, the Seduna Doonas. Everybody wants to go to bed. We are the Doonas, the Seduna Doonas. We are the mighty sleepyheads.
And these fictional teams really do create a fun spark for this game. It's not licensed in any way, shape, or form, so they're able to really have a lot of fun with it. And ultimately, when a comedian is providing the commentary for the game, you really do want to have a fun experience. And I do think ultimately, while for the majority of the time I played this game as a single player game, really just versing the computer, this ultimately is meant to be a one-on-one sort of arcade fun experience. Let's just play a game. Let's just have it, a couple games, knock out, 20, 30 minutes. Wasn't that fun? I don't know if this game is necessarily one that you'll want to play for hours and hours on end. The season mode, which is designed to be sort of a single player experience, I consider it more like a classic sort of fighting game challenge mode, if you want to call it that, because ultimately you have to beat every team back to back to back to back to back, and if you lose, it's game over. You've got to start again. And each team you face sort of has a different power-up that creates a different challenge for you to overcome. So it can be a little frustrating sometimes when it just feels like the power-ups have slightly gone against you, and you work your way through this challenge mode to lose and realize you have to start again. I would love to see down the line, if there's a future update, sort of a classic Premiership season style mode where maybe every team versus each other once, and then there's a mini final season. But I think that would have to introduce a save file and just an additional things that really this game doesn't have. This is meant to be sort of just a pick up and play style game, but it's something I'd love to see in the future, because this is a game I would love something to work towards, and I don't know if that necessarily has it. It's more of a pick up and play for half an hour and have a good time with it and go and play something else. And that's all it needs to be. This game retails on the Switch eShop for $21.50 in Australia, so I believe that'll be around $15 US. And I think that's a good price for it. There's a lot of content there for what the price point is, and it is a hell of a lot of fun. So Projank Footy is a hell of a lot of fun and a game that I definitely would recommend to anyone interested in Aussie rules. This is a game, as a kid, I would have absolutely just gone head over heels over. And it's a game that I really think that I will introduce to friends and family, and one that I will continue to play throughout Aussie rules season for years to come. While the season mode really doesn't hit the heights as a standalone arcade game, I still feel like the negatives in this game are just clearly overweighed by the positives, and ultimately I want to award the game 4 stars. For the price, this is a really easy recommendation and pickup, one that I will definitely pick up on my Nintendo Switch later this week when it releases. If you've played this game, let me know what you think, because I think this is one that there's little tidbits in the commentary that I think everyone can have a bit of fun with. My name is Dazza. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you later.